Hey guys, Diego Sultan here. Welcome to Listenersnotes. Today we're doing a classic review. Pretty pumped. We're talking about the Avalanches' debut album, Since I Left You. The Avalanches, they actually recently dropped their second full-length album this year, a little earlier in the year. Their first album came out 16 years ago. It was called Since I Left You, and that's what this is going to be about. It's actually a very influential album in terms of the genre of plunderphonics. Definitely building upon the work of other artists like DJ Shadow in terms of sampling. And like I said, sampling plunderphonics. Basically, plunderphonics is making music almost entirely out of record samples. So there's not a lot of guest vocals or a lot of instrumentals besides what comes from the samples. In fact, they get most of their vocals from the samples. I read somewhere that this album has over 3,500 samples, and I certainly believe it. And I think one of the biggest arts of this album is that they're able to mix those in so well that you wouldn't even notice one from the other unless you really are some expert of obscure records. And really, this kind of stuff has always been very important, not only in hip-hop, because hip-hop has a big role in sampling, but even in electronic music. The Avalanches did lay a lot of groundwork and a lot of influence for future producers like One Oh Tricks Point Never, and they've definitely set the stage for plunderphonics, even if it's not a very profitable genre and by turn not a very popular genre. This album kicks off with the title track, Since I Left You. I really like the shimmering synths with the beautiful flute samples, and as well as the vocals. They make almost like a catchy hook, and I think it really sounds great. It's very immersive, like a lot of this album. This album puts you in their world. It's very bright, it's very summery. At times it's a little goofy, and it's just a fun thing to experience. And with this song and with many songs in the album, they're using these samples to make dance music. They're having elements of disco as well as instrumental hip-hop. What makes this so immersive is not only the wide amount of different sounds and textures in this, but it's also how they arrange them. It really sounds like a soundtrack. They make all these different sounds come together in a cohesive way, and that's what makes this so impressive. Like on the song Radio, where they have a driving dance beat that's accompanied with all these beeps and whistles, and the song Two Hearts in 3/4 Time has actually a beautiful female vocal sample that I think is executed very well, and it sounds great. I think it fits this sort of beat as well. I really like the shimmering keys and the swirling synths on this song, and I just love how ethereal and melodic the instrumental is. They took this sampled voice, they gave it the spotlight, and then they backed it with something beautiful, and it works well. The song Close to You has a really nice danceable groove to it, and that's one of its best qualities. I like how they use these sort of almost tribal sounding drums. The song A Different Feeling has these groovy keyboards that are followed with piano samples, and then they also layer string sections with that, all to be topped with a very interesting vocal sample. The song Electricity has like this almost opera-like sample that builds up into the beat. It sets like a backdrop, it has a suspenseful role almost. And what I love about this song is how impactful the drums are. They actually come through real crisp and hard, a lot of punch and bite to them on this song, and I like that quality in my drums. And there's like whistle along the groove of the song, which I think is really clever, as well as vocals, samples of course, but there's also this shouted vocal that I think is really catchy. But what I like about it is, even though it's loud and shouted, this never breaks the mold of every other song. We still get this very bright, summery feel, and it's very campy, it's very dramatic in a silly way. You can tell it's tongue-in-cheek, but it's very fun, it's very immersive, and I love that about it. The song Tonight is just some emotional piano along with some vocal samples. It's sort of like the ballad of this album, even though, of course, they didn't get any features for it. And then the vocal samples are also put along some record scratches just to add that, that character. And again, this is one of those albums that has just kept its character over time. This stuff sounds timeless. Song Ito has all these kinds of sounds. It sounds like some of them are synth, some of them are sample. I mean, I can't even tell what all of them are, and they're just layered on this beat, and I love that about it. Just the variety of sound. They all have different textures, different moods, and they meld so well, though. It's not out of place, and that's what's impressive. That's really the album. I just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown on what kind of songs they had. And this is one worth checking out, really. The Avalanches have used these samples in a way that's really impressive, and if you haven't heard a genre like this, I think you'd have fun with it, especially since it's very easy on the ears. That's what this entire album is. It's easy on the ears, it's light, it's fun, but it still has nuance to it. It's fun music that has a lot of layers, a lot of texture, a lot of effort was put into it, and you can see it in the sounds, and I'm just always blown away whenever I hear this project. So that's really all that I have to say about the Avalanches since I left you. I do want to review some more classics in the future. We can see about doing them monthly. I'm thinking about doing once a month. Let me know if you guys like it in the comments. I appreciate that. Just something to mix it up, make things a little fresher on here. It also gives me a chance to go back and listen to some albums that I like and maybe talk about important albums too, talk about some albums with influence. Well, this is Diego Sultan with Listener's Notes. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this review. Hit the like button, share on social media, comment below. And like always, I can't wait to review some more music for you guys again real soon.